Hey guys, Josh with Griffin Air, serving the Middle Peninsula and the northern neck of Virginia for all your heating and air and plumbing needs. And want to do a video that basically I wanted to compare the Daikin brand versus other brands, maybe what they have to offer, and more importantly, what their lineup is, because I think they bring something to the table that no one else brings to the table. And why is that important? Because there's other folks trying to copy them. They might not admit it, but we're seeing all kinds of, for example, so we're seeing all kinds of partnerships between manufacturers. Some companies that say they make more of a standard split systems, package units, things like that. And I'm only talking about residential, by the way, in this video. So companies that only make those, those standard type systems, conventional systems, if you want to call them that, and they're starting to partner with other companies who mainly focus on, say, more like ductless and things like that, and in inverter technology. And so you see a bunch of companies coming together, and I'm not going to get into all of them in this video because they change, and by the time you watch this, maybe they're different. But I know that, for example, there's a brand that makes ductless units that now all of a sudden they're making split heat pump systems and air conditioning systems with furnaces for people's homes, and they're not even manufacturing them. They're just taking they're another brand they've partnered with, and they're just relabeling it with their stickers. So it's not uncommon in the industry, unfortunately, good or bad. But what Daikin has decided to do in contrast to that is, first of all, they are the number one selling heating and air manufacturer in the world, and now the U.S. as well, as of a couple years ago. And so that's true for during the making of this video. That may change, who knows? But the thing about them is they haven't partnered with anybody. If it says Daikin on it, it was made by Daikin. It was made in a Daikin factory. It was designed by Daikin engineers. Why is that important? Well, I think that it's important because they believe in their products, obviously, to put their name on it and all that stuff. They're not putting their name on a different manufacturer's product. But they're also, they're trying to be the best at what they do. And everybody says that, I know. But they're trying to be the best at what they do, and they don't need to partner with anybody else to get there, right? So I think that's one thing that I think is really important. I'm going to go through their lineup in just a second, but I just, the thing is, they're bringing things to the table that no one else is. I know a few years ago, one of the brands that Daikin owns, Goodman, it's sort of their builder grade products, if you will, and they were one of the first brands I believe they were the first brand to start offering the 10-year parts warranty that's kind of become the standard across the industry. So years ago, when everyone else was offering 5-year parts warranty, if that, with their equipment, they came along and said, well, we're going to offer a 10-year parts warranty with our equipment. And now Daikin, especially Daikin installed by Griffin Air, boom, boom, Daikin installed by Griffin Air, it comes with a 12-year parts and labor warranty. Now, if you're watching this and you're not in our coverage area, you might not get that extended labor warranty with the company that's installing it, but they most likely offer it as an upgrade, and for a few $100 more, depending on how much they charge, that you can get a 12-year labor warranty to match, and that's unheard of. That's unheard of. 11 years goes by and your compressor fails. There's other companies that they'll charge you thousands to replace that compressor. That's under warranty. The part's covered. It's under warranty, and that's all covered. But they are going to now turn around and charge you all this money for the labor and the refrigerant and all that stuff. Well, through Griffin Air, that's all covered, except for the refrigerant actually on this extended labor plan. But everything else is covered. So we're talking 11 years later, you're still protected. And so I'm going to go through the lineup in just a second. Stay tuned. Daikin's website up here. And I just want to touch on a few things because I'm going to try to break this down. They offer so many different things that I think, honestly, when I first started checking them out, it was a little overwhelming. But once I break it down for you, you'll see that it's not so complicated, I guess. But it's what they're doing is their goal is to offer a solution to almost every issue, right? So like depending on what your problem is or what you're trying to do, they're trying to fill that void. And because of that, maybe they don't have the exact, niche-y product that some of the other, manufacturers out there that will, they'll try to do those sorts of things. Instead, Daikin just wants to be a solution, an all-around solution for them. So if you can't tell, I've really fallen in love with their products and so on. So that's part of the reason I did this video. And so this is their website, and they're highlighting a few things here. Their new Daikin 1 thermostat, smart thermostat. The opportunity, the things that this thermostat can do. It's just all over the place. They can, control accessories. It can work with their, Cadillac systems down to using them with your Daikin Fit systems. They can do zoning. They can do, all kinds of different things. They even have come out with one of the industry's, I believe it's the first, but maybe it's not the first. I don't know. I don't want somebody to think I misquoted this, but it's one of the first real-time air monitors that can be installed with your heating and air system, and it will, monitor the air and tell you if something's wrong, tell you if there's, a high particulate count and things like that. So yeah, that's the Daikin 1. And the Daikin Fit we're going to talk about here in a minute. I did a whole video talking about the Daikin Fit. Essentially, I could do several videos on just the Daikin Fit, but essentially the Daikin Fit is it's now becoming first of all what it is it's a regular split system. So like, never mind this picture. Imagine a normal system in your house. So you'll have an outdoor unit and you'll have an indoor unit, right? Not talking about package units. We're just talking about regular split systems. And so whether it's a heat pump or air conditioner outside, it's going to be paired with either a furnace or an air handler inside. And that, just a normal standard system. Well, this will replace that, right? So it has your outdoor unit, which is what this is a picture of. And it's matched with their air handler, ducted air handler or furnace with coil. And it's the main thing. I mean, there's so many different things that it offers, but the main thing, other than being efficient, other than being super quiet, is the fact that it's, as you can see, unlike your normal trash can style type units. That's what I call them. They kind of look like a trash can, kind of tall, and you could open the top and throw trash down in it. This is more of a side discharge, like what you would see with a mini split. And the clearances, unlike a trash can style, that would need, 15, 20 inches of clearance around it to operate efficiently. These are minimal. I think it's like 4 to 6 inches around, the coil, which is behind here. So that's the Daikin Fit. And So as I said, I'm going to break it down. I think it's going to be easier for me to break it down on their other website, DaikinAC.com. This is their main website for North America, DaikinComfort.com. And there is a place where you can go up and look at their different products. But for me to break this down so you can see all the different things that they offer, I'm going to go to DaikinAC.com. And this is what us, us contractors, this is the site that we will a lot of times go to. It's a little more of the specs, basically. I was going to say blueprints, but it's not really blueprints. The specs on the systems, right? So we'll go to here, to this website, and get that kind of information. So again, this whole video is focusing on the residential side, as you can see right here. And they break it down into 3 different sections. But really, ultimately, in my opinion, you really only need to break this down into 2 sections. And what I mean by that is you're going to either have, say, a ductless system or what they call their unitary systems. So unitary meaning they're, again, trash can style systems, and I believe that encompasses the fit as well. But, systems that, you're going to install ductwork in the house and all that good stuff. And then, of course, the ductless side, there's many different options with that. There's ductless, there's wall hungs, floor mounts, there's even pancake style air handlers. That's what I call it, pancake style. And it has, ductwork and all kinds of different options. So if we break this down into 2 different sections, let's go to whole house right here first. And of course, it starts with the fit. And then here's their unitary products down here. So they've got, air conditioners, heat pumps, air handlers and coils, gas furnaces, and of course package units. So that's the unitary side of things. And again, I would probably throw the fit in there with that. Okay. So the fit, again, would be paired with one of these down here. So, I would throw that in there with on that side of things, if you will. And then the other thing that is noted here is the Vrv Life System. I'm not going to talk about that yet. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But the Vrv Life Systems are just banging. So we'll get to that in just a second. So let's go back to the ductless stuff. Of course, we got single zone or multi-zone, and all that means is for every outdoor unit, how many indoor units are you going to have? So if it's a single zone, then you're going to have 1 outdoor unit and 1 indoor unit, like this wall hung head you see here. And so let's click that. And there's multiple different options. There's other brands that have multiple options too, but I'm going to point out in just a moment some of the things that you can get with Daikin that I believe they're the only company that you can get some of these things with. So again, with Griffin Air, 12-year parts and labor warranty. And, they've got all kinds of different options here that I'm not even going to talk about. I think the main thing that I wanted to show you is we do have, they have a value series, a 17 SEER series. And I call that their value series. It's not quite as good of a warranty on it. But still good equipment, not quite as efficient, but still will blow cool and hot in your home. And they only do these to kind of compete with, there's all these jokers running around and they sell these, cheap systems and try to pretend like they're just as good a quality. And so, they had to come out with maybe a little less efficiency, but better pricing, and of course, has a not the same warranty. Still a great warranty, but just not quite the same. And then you come down, you got the 19 SEER series systems. That's kind of your middle of the road. But before you start getting crazy with all the different things you can do, it's pretty cut and dry. It's wall hungs and floor mounts and things like that. Ductless systems. Let's see. Well, before I go to the multi-zone stuff, the last thing I wanted to point out is their Aurora series. And all that basically means is the Auroras are meant for extreme temperature type environments. So whereas, as it starts to get colder outside, you might lose capacity and it not be able to blow warm. The Auroras can blow 100% rated capacity all the way down to 5 degrees. And the other thing I believe the Auroras do is they sort of like, have you ever seen those like computer rooms that they need air conditioning no matter what it is doing outside? That's the Auroras that are going to be able to blow cool air. Even if it's cold outside, they're going to be able to blow cool air in there. Not all systems can do that. They'll ice up. So, yeah. So let's go back here to the multi-zone side. And this is, where you can do, say, multiple indoor units with one outdoor unit. So you can kind of see some of the pictures here. I'm going to click on the MXS series. That's kind of their middle of the road. Like you say, great warranty, 12-year parts and labor with Griffin Air. And we have multiple options. So we got the wall hungs here. We got ceiling cassette type indoor units. We've got ducted indoor units that you can install. We've done that in several houses. So they might do like a wall hung in this room and then a ducted unit to do all these rooms, sort of deal. And so a couple different ducted systems, and then of course the floor mount. So here's the thing. So here, that's kind of like a quick snapshot, but a couple things I want to point out that they offer that no one else offers. So Daikin is one of the only brands that I know of that offers a system that can blow heat and cool on the same system. So what I mean by that is there's other brands out there that, and Daikin has products that do this too, by the way, but they'll have an outdoor unit and they'll have a bunch of indoor units on the same, outdoor unit, but they all got to be in the same mode. So you can't have one room blowing heat and another room blowing AC, right? Well, they now have a system that will. So I've seen this in office environments, especially, right? Your coworker might be a little more, cold-blooded than you are, and so you got the AC running, but they got the heat running in their room, and these systems can do that. They're not dependent on what the other units are doing, on what their capabilities are. So I think that's really cool. And then the last thing that I was going to, as I alluded to earlier, the Vrv Life System, which is one of my favorite products. We've put several of these in now, and they have so many capabilities in comparison. So, for example, they're one of the first systems I've ever seen that you can pair with all kinds of different indoor units, and it still operates. So, for example, some brands, if you're going to pair an outdoor with, say, a gas furnace only, we're only going to pair it with one, right? They have to have at least 2 zones to operate properly. Well, with the Vrv Life, it doesn't care. It's going to operate with 1 indoor unit or with up to 9 indoor units. Okay? So there's so much flexibility. The other cool thing is it can change. So, you might install it this year and only pair it with that gas furnace that does your first floor of your house, but maybe you're finishing the upstairs or you're adding onto your house or whatever. You'll have the capability of adding more indoor units paired with that outdoor unit in the future. Okay? So that's like unheard of, because the flexibility is insane. Okay? So, flexibility with mix match of ducted and duct-free indoor units. One other thing is how efficient they are. The Vrv Lifes, they draw just a few amps running. Of course, they got the side discharge outdoor unit, And the other thing that I think is really cool about them, and I'm not seeing it right this second, here's the quiet operation here. Uh, let's see, with sound levels under 58 decibels, so really quiet system. But the other thing I was going to point out is the temperature that it can blow heat at. So if you are pairing it, say, with a furnace and you're doing like a dual fuel type of system, you're going to see, here we go, expanded range of heating capabilities with pump heat down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I mean, that's really, really doing something there. And with you being able to have the flexibility of doing so many different things, we did one house that had the VRV Life outdoor with a bunch of the wall hungs. We did another house that it was a hodgepodge. So we had like a couple wall hung units like this. And then we had some of the pancake style air handlers all on this same outdoor unit. Okay. So it's just so many different things that you can do. They've even got zoning on this guy too, where you can add a zoning kit and do adds multi-zone capabilities for up to 2 to 6 zones. Okay. So I think, if you have any questions, if you're in our coverage area and you got a question and you're thinking about, you're comparing Daikin to, say, another brand, give us a call, And if you're comparing Daikin to, one of the other big manufacturers, again, they don't have these niche-y products. Like I remember selling to some of the other brands and they'd be like, oh, well, we got this fancy coil or we got this fancy thermostat. And these niche-y type things, Daikin's like, no, we're going to be the best at every, a full range of issues. We're going to be a one-stop shop for solutions. So if you have any questions, call us on that. I think the main thing, if you've sat through this video and you're still, I'm not sure between Daikin and another brand out there, the thing that I would argue is that warranty. They're bringing something to the table that no one else is bringing. I've been to the factory. It's right down in Houston, Texas. They bring people down all the time. I've got friends that have been to the factory and they walk you around this gigantic, beautiful facility and with all these folks working hard, building these systems. And it's just overwhelming. I mean, it's crazy how what they're doing. So again, if you have any questions, you're comparing it to some other brands or you're not sure or you want more information, I didn't even go through everything. I mean, I could give you even more stuff that if you wanted to call me, again, if you're in my coverage area, call me. If you're not in my coverage area, you can shoot me a message on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, all that good stuff. But if you are in our coverage area for Griffin Air in Virginia, give us a call and I'll answer any questions you have. I have my own family that we're talking about these sorts of things, and I'm telling them, if you're not at least considering the Daikin fit for your home, you're not doing all your homework. I don't know anybody else that's offering some of the things that it brings to the table. Nobody. I've installed other brands. That's the thing. I didn't inherit Griffin Air. My dad didn't start this business, or my grandpa didn't start this business, and it passed down to me, and I'm just selling the brand that they've always sold and just, trucking along. We've tried all kinds of brands to see who's the best. Who's the best here? Who's going to bring the most value to the table for our customers at the best pricing? And that, hands down, across the board for us, it's been Daikin. They've really filled all those needs. So, thank you for watching. Again, if you've sat through this whole entire video, God bless you. And please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. I'm going to be doing more videos. If you are in the market for a heating and air system and you want some of the tips and tricks and things that contractors and manufacturers don't even want you to know about, check out newhvacguide.com. That's newhvacguide.com. No spaces. Just spell all that out and put .com. And you can get access to our website, where basically instead of writing an entire book or something like that, trying to give people advice and tips and tricks and things that they don't even want you to know, instead I built this website so that way you have real time. I can go on the website. If new technology comes out tomorrow, I can go on there and put it on that website. So that's kind of the reason we did it that way. So if you're in the market, before you spend thousands, you got to check out the newhvacguide.com, and it can help you avoid some of the pitfalls and some of the crap that other people have to deal with. We go through all kinds. We even have a page called No-Nos, things to stay away from when you're in the market for a heating and air system. So anyway, again, I obviously like Daikin. And here's the thing, 5 years from now, I might not feel the same way. Maybe something new and cooler might come along. I don't know. But during the making of this video, we've tried so many different other brands. We've given them all a chance and, this and that. And, man, I put these things in. I don't hear back from customers, in a good way. My customers, they should be strangers. They should call us, get a good job well done. And that's the other thing is, not only are we installing a good product that I've come to really believe in, but I've got some really good guys. I've got several guys that have been doing heating and air work their entire adult life. That this was what they chose to do, and they have years upon years of experience. This is what they do. They live and breathe this stuff. So anyway, give us a call if you have any questions. Check out our website, griffinair.net. Thank you.